Hello and welcome to the IsoCast, Kate. How are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you, Michael. And yourself?
Yeah, very well. So,
Excellent.
are you in isolation, or what's the situation with you there?
Been in isolation probably for about 3.5 weeks now. So we weren't taking any risks. We locked ourselves down. So we go out only when we need to.
Right, okay. And where are you exactly?
In Riddles Creek, so just in the Macedon Ranges.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So how's the local community doing up there at the moment?
Yeah, good. We do have an aging demographic here, so obviously everyone's quite nervous in that way.
Yeah.
I think things have got a little bit more serious in the last few days, and obviously now people definitely aren't going out unless they need to. So
Yeah.
in that way, it's good. But I think a lot of people had their head in the sand a little bit, thinking that it wasn't going to get this bad. So it's certainly very quiet on the streets. The community's doing the teddy bear hunt, which is lovely because we live in a housing estate, so it's nice to see the kids walk past.
Right.
Everyone's been very, very respectful as well. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
a beautiful little community.
Yeah, and I guess with Easter coming, they're saying the worst is yet to come. So if things aren't
Yeah.
already bad enough, they're going to get worse.
Yeah, well, anyone who's been watching the news and has seen the trends in other countries, I think,
Yeah,
could have foreseen a little bit of what's happened. So,
that's
and
right.
is going to happen, which is, I guess, where we started being a little bit proactive in that sense, from, again, exactly the evidence of what was happening overseas.
Yeah, exactly. So what are you doing to keep yourself busy?
What am I doing? Well, I have a not-for-profit, which is crafting in a crisis scenario. So we started in January for the bushfires, where we made the possum pouches and the animal products.
Yep.
And I guess with an amazing group of sewers, I started to think, okay, well, we've got these sewers. We know that there's a shortage supply on various things. We looked at masks and then decided against that to start with. And then we thought, okay, well, how about we look at what else needs to be out there? So we partnered with the Rotary, and they wanted to get 1,000 hats made for the Royal Melbourne Hospital. And then from there, we've had a lot more interest come in. So our little group at the moment has got a lot of requirements coming in for these beautiful little scrub hats that we want to brighten, obviously, our medical professionals' days. We've got some gorgeous fabrics that a lot of the amazing sewers and everyone have donated. This one was one that was delivered to me the other day. So yeah, that's how we're keeping ourselves busy at the moment, is just basically being there for everyone who needs us in the way that we know how to.
So I guess, look, I think it's a fantastic initiative you're doing there. So it all stemmed like from the bushfires when you're doing that?
Yeah, well, that's how we got the community together, because again, I think like-minded people want to help where they can, and not everyone can afford to donate money. Not everyone can be out on the road because they have families, doing drop-offs or being in the heart of what happens. So sewers love to sew, and and crafters love to craft, and they're similar to engineers in the way that they'll always try and find something to do to help if they can. So it's not just good for a hobby point of view, it's also good from a mental health point of view, because it's giving people a bit of focus. And let me tell you, if you can sew 10 of these, all of a sudden you realize it's 7 o'clock at night and your day's done. So it's not so hard. Yeah.
So you said a couple of things you said just then. So a small group. So how many of you are involved in this project?
We've probably got about 34 at the moment in our little group, and that is growing. Every day I get more requests and people asking what we're up to. And actively, we've probably got about 15 to 18 people sewing at the moment. Some of them are sewing scrubs, so tops and pants, and some of them obviously the hats. And we're working on some customized items with a couple of the doctors here to see if we can help improve that coverage even more for the emergency workers.
Right. And the other thing you touched on there was donations. So how's the funding and the cost for all this going?
Okay, so I guess from a funding point of view, we're currently using all the fabrics that we've got. A lot of people have been very generous and have done the social distancing thing, knocked on the door and dropped and run. So we have had some fabrics dropped off from members of the community. 2 amazing ladies who had shipping containers have emptied out their shipping containers. So we've got some beautiful prints. And I guess our next step is, if people really want this to keep continuing, then we need to reach out to the fabric stores, and we need to try and get some kind of hopefully consensus from even members of parliament that could help us and do some community funding, because this is not just for obviously the medical side of things. This is for mental health within the community in particular. It's really bringing people together.
Yeah. And it's either like supplies being readily available, or people like you and your team taking this initiative to create what is not out there.
Yeah, completely. And I think the scrub hats were a good idea, because as they said, after working 14-hour shifts or however long they're working, they shouldn't have to go through washing at the end of it. If we can give them anything like a little bit of a spare, then to us that's what our goal is to give them a little bit of a break and make their lives easier.
Correct. And at a time like now, like you said, 14-hour shift, and then they've got to go home and worry about their washing and getting ready for their next shift. It's a little thing, but it has a big impact. Yeah. So in terms of, I think you said you got 34 people at the moment. So in terms of more people wanting to join you or to support in other ways, how can they contact you?
Yeah, so my name's Kate Nabarro. That's Nabarro. Just message me on Facebook and I'll direct you to the group. We have kept it quite small at the moment, just while we work out what's happening, because I have a feeling that if we get busy, then we need to be ready to push and go. Yep. So that's kind of why we've kept it a bit more of an initial Rangers Rescue group. But we are definitely getting a lot of interest out there. So happy to take anyone on board. And if people want to help, then that's our platform, is to have that happen.
Right. Okay. So anyone watching this, you'll probably be able to message Kate from here as well. So I'll have you tagged in, so you'll get that notification. Lastly, before we finish, you said it's been 3.5 weeks. What have you done apart from this, what else have you done to sort of keep yourself motivated, and what tips and advice do you have for our viewers who are maybe struggling at the moment staying indoors?
Yeah, that's a good one. I guess I have the ability to be able to sit and watch Netflix for a few hours, and I'm quite comfortable with doing that. I've had my own business and it's been pretty exhausting, so I'm kind of enjoying that little bit of a downtime. So in the last few weeks, I've just kind of been recouping my own mental health back together, especially with what we saw with the wildlife rescue from the bushfires. It's just, I threw myself back into just getting focused in where I wanted to be, and all those little things that I'd forgotten about over the last few years running a business and just being busy in life. I've kind of revisited those and picking up books again, and sewing is obviously a key thing for me. And reconnecting with people, just people who from the UK who I've not spoken to for years, because now I've got time. We've got time. So that in a way is a fantastic thing, because it's just, my advice is just remember that we're staying indoors to help stop this. And if we don't stay indoors, then it's just going to continue. And I think that's what people always need to come back to, is that the greater good, as they say. We need to just remember that.
Yep, definitely. I think it's just about following the rules. Whatever we're being told to, just do it.
Yeah, that's right.
The quicker we all do it, work together, then the quicker we're going to get through it.
Completely.
Yeah. All right. So look, really appreciate your time, and thanks for sharing what you're doing. It's great to see, it's times like this, obviously when creativity, initiatives, and people bring things out which, we don't normally see, particularly when it's a support to an industry, to a profession that are in need, and they're doing the best they can to support the wider community as well.
That's right. They're the complete heroes in our eyes, and that's why I did this one yesterday, and I posted it and I said, look, heroes for our heroes, because it is, if you see there. So and
it's better
if we can get more of that fabric, I'd love it.
It's better than the normal blue or green scrubs that they normally wear. It gives them some color, and gives
That's
them
it.
a reminder that, you know, like there's people out there caring for them. That's the most important thing, I think.
That's completely, yeah, they're completely right.
Yeah. All right, Kate, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing more of your work, and hopefully this video can help get you some more support as well.
Yeah, look, that would be great. Anyone who is interested in anything that we're doing, please just don't hesitate to reach out. Rangers Rescue is our not-for-profit as well, so that's also,
Okay.
you can find that on Facebook.
All right. Well, we'll be sure to give that a tag.
Thank you. Thanks, Michael.
All right, Kate. Have a great day. Thank you.
Bye.